Greetings again from the Oregon Ridge Academy of Music. This is William Zvarick, and I am continuing my discussion about rests. Again, the negative space, as visual artists call it, the negative space around things that give things their shape. So again, we're talking about not just how we push the keys down, but how we let go, and what those silences do, what sort of emotional, musical component they lend to the music. So rests aren't just nothing. Well, they are nothing, but they're meaningful nothings, and they're very important to observe. So to illustrate a few different types of rests, I would like to start with a very famous piece, Chopin's Waltz in C sharp minor. Etc., etc. So, let us go rest hunting, shall we? Let's find some rests. So, looking at the first few bars here, we have in C sharp minor in 3/4 time. Also note tempo giusto. That means very correct tempo, just tempo. So, right away you see that it's not so much the Viennese waltz, da, ba, da, da. It's like dum, ba, bum, dum. Chopin's telling you by the indication. This type of waltz is very, very even. So we have G, E, D sharp, and then you have, let's get a little better light on here, eighth note, eighth rest, eighth note, and then we have 16th rest, there it is, look at that little 16th rest, and then a 16th note, ba, 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 and again, da, ya, da, da. So there's a rest, there's a rest. So make sure you can really see them, because Chopin, you know, he picked up his pen, his quill pen, or whatever he wrote with, and he wrote this very intricate arrangements, very specific arrangements of rests and notes. So because Monsieur Chopin took the trouble to do that in such a fussy and particular way, it is incumbent upon us to do that. So let's analyze this very slowly. If we consider quarter notes as 4/16ths and a quarter, we counted them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So see that third slot there is a rest. It is silencio, silence. I don't always hear this, but I'd like to hear it. So let me try to do it so that you can hear it too. So just the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now parsing it into 4 little slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in slow motion you hear that. Also, people play this rhythm wrong. They'll often go ba 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 ba. No. It's ba ya ba 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 ya ba 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 ya ba ba, not ba 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 ba. And you hear even professional pianists do this. So, well, why? Why did he write it this way? I think this particular rest lends a certain Slavic quality to the piece. Now consider without the rest. Let's if we. It's not bad. Hear the difference one more time with the rest. It's like adding a little paprika, right? It's a totally different experience. I hope that you hear that. That is my wish and my intention, that you hear that. So, continuing, just a few more bars. Let's just keep going. Etc. So, let's look at the next section. This wasn't my primary focus, but if we look at the very famous passage. Probably not. They're in the left hand. So let's see. First, let's observe them visually on the score, and I'm having to turn it around backwards for the video here. So bear with me while I. Here we go. So here's one. Da 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 ba 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 in the left hand, and also as we ascend da 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 da. Looky there, that left hand is a big old wide rest, and what that does is it just highlights these notes in a very beautiful way. So let's see. Well, let me do it in slow motion, and I'll call them out as they happen. So. Probably better to see what I'm doing here. So without the rest, let's see. Not bad, but see, it lends a certain little air in which the right hand comes out. That third beat. Now. There it is. And you hear da 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 da. The right hand sort of blossoms there, you see. So I hope that you can hear that difference, because it's so pretty if it's done well. Very, very beautiful. Let's look at another piece. That was the first rest was just a little tiny 16th rest. Then we had those quarter rests in the left hand. I want to look at another piece of music in which rests are used in a very different way to create a very nice long space between sections. And with these long rests, the trick I use as a performer is to listen to the room. Listen to the sounds in the room. And just by letting your ear take in that space in an active way, the audience gets some emotional experience from that. So this is a very beautiful nocturne by Zvarick. So. So to fast forward to a few sections here that involve rests, the middle part is a bit more active, as if the wind swirls through the forest. And at the end of this section, there is a rest when that section is done. A stillness, sort of like the reset button before the nocturne comes back. So let's listen to that. I'll just play the whole section here. Did you hear how I listened to the room? One more time. You know, if you do these things in the right way, you have the audience in your hand. During that pause, no one's going to cough or sneeze. They should also suspend with you. It's kind of a sort of witchcraft in which you reach out to your audience, and you can really feel that in these rests and other things that we do in music. And it's not just a gimmick. I mean, it really is, well, it is kind of gimmicky, but it's a nice gimmick, and it's what the composer wanted. So there's a few more lovely moments towards the end of this nocturne where he does something very similar. He creates a stillness in which I would so much love to hire a few birds to kind of sit outside the window and chirp a little bit. Or maybe not. Maybe even the birds would listen. This is such a woodland. You know, Grieg's music is all about the woods and the outdoors. So let's see if we come towards the end of this piece, and just I'll try. Your professor will try to successfully capture these moments, and see if you can pick them out. They should be pretty obvious. So let's see. We're coming towards the end here. And we hold that forever and a day. So what do you think? Very beautiful. Yeah, rests are often overlooked, but it's just kind of a fun template to put over every piece and just look for all the silences. There's so much more in music. This is just one little aspect. And just with that template, observe what all those silences do. Because I think that you'll find it'll make certain things pop out in ways that you might otherwise miss. So, and I'm making these particular videos because I think this particular aspect of music is often overlooked. Really, it all goes back to just actually looking at the score, seeing what the actual little ink marks on the page are. So anyway, I hope that this inspires you to think a little bit and to do a little bit of your own exploration. Okay, looking forward to doing some more videos on other topics in the near future.